Well, the Awan brothers saga has reached an interesting point. It is a story that has mostly been covered up by mainstream news, and by covered up, I mean completely ignored. NBC, MSNBC, CNN, they won't even touch this thing. New York Times, Washington Post, zero on this story. And it's especially shocking when you consider the developments that we've seen over the last 48 hours. And reminding you that this is all with the backdrop of Trump-Russia collusion. Trump-Russia collusion in the news all day. Trump-Russia collusion on the Hill all day. Russia hacking, all this hacking. So all of that's in the background. Meanwhile, this is all the developments that are actually going down with raw evidence, while the Trump-Russia investigation has proved zero at all corruption with Trump and Russia. But let me give you a gestalt of everything that is broken down with this Awan brothers saga and where we are now. It starts with, and this is kind of what got the new series started in motion, FBI seized smashed hard drives from Wasserman Schultz IT aide's home. Now, this presents a series of questions. One, of course, why are they smashing hard drives? You have to wonder why they're all smashing their hard drives. No one will ask that question. They won't give you a legit answer. But you also have to wonder, considering the DNC and Wasserman Schultz have not cooperated with people trying to get their servers to investigate them onto whether it was Russia that hacked them or not. Are these the servers that Russia allegedly hacked? And if so, why would they smash them? Perhaps to hide evidence. So Wasserman Schultz, who's pretended like she's not in the wrong in this whole thing, nobody's talking about her. Well, she has her smashed hard drive seized by the FBI. And again, you have to ask, where is the DNC server? The DNC has refused to cooperate with the FBI. The DNC has refused to turn over their server. We're just supposed to take their word for it from someone that they hired, that it was Russia that hacked their server. Well, why did you smash it up then? And why isn't that being treated like a situation that would be obstruction of justice? If it was Trump that did it, you know they would be crying obstruction with justice. But Debbie Wasserman Schultz gets to smash her servers, doesn't cooperate with the FBI, won't turn over the server, and we're supposed to believe it was Russia. Oh, and by the way, on the Hill today, again, they're not talking about this on the Hill. On the Hill today, they had another hearing talking about foreign relations and what this means and how this needs to be treated inside the U.S. They're not going through the proper protocols. And Feinstein said this. She said, Americans should and do feel invaded. 21 states' elections were pierced. And then she said, we believe by Russia. They don't even know it. They will never know it, because you can't know something that isn't true. But let's get back to Debbie Wasserman Schultz. House hacking suspects could read every email dozens of congressmen sent and received. So you've got the Awan brothers on the IT staff for dozens of Democrat staffers. They have access to all of their email and who knows what else, considering they're IT savvy, what else that they could have access to. So then you go on to think, it goes on to talk about hacking in this story. Well, maybe it was the Awans that hacked the DNC. Maybe it was the Awans that were sharing classified information. Maybe, who knows, it could have been the Awans that shared information that ended up having the first Navy SEAL operation under Trump ambushed. Something that never happens to Navy SEALs. But nobody's talking about the fact that the Awans had all of that access. They keep talking about Russia with zero proof. Wasserman Schultz, and this is when it got really interesting. Wasserman Schultz, IT aide, arrested at airport after transferring $300,000 to Pakistan from House office. Now, there's going to be all sorts of weird stuff that emerges with the Awan brothers, their different houses, where they were working, and how much money they received. But the story was that they were trying to flee the country. They're fighting that narrative. We'll talk about that in a second. But they were finally arrested. People have been calling for their arrest for a very long time. They finally get arrested. I'm wondering what was the link that led to that arrest. We'll get to that in a second. But let's get back to Wasserman Schultz. Now, let's recall, this is from a few months back. Wasserman Schultz threatens police chief for gathering evidence on her IT staffer's alleged crimes. That'd be Awan, who just got arrested. Let's listen to Wasserman Schultz, clearly afraid of justice, in this clip.
If the member loses the equipment, says they lose the equipment,
Yes, ma'am.
and it is found by the Capitol
Lose
Police,
the equipment. Keep that in
it
mind.
is supposed to be returned.
Lose the equipment.
Ownership has been established.
Right.
It'll be returned if it's subject.
Lose the equipment.
To
We're talking about
ongoing
her
investigation.
losing the
Additional
equipment.
things
Okay.
that
And we're worried
But
about Russia?
not an ongoing
She can't even keep
investigation
track of her own
related to
equipment?
the member. If the equipment belongs to the member, it has been lost, they say it's been lost and it's been identified as that member's, then the Capitol Police is supposed to return it. Correct?
Now she's here begging the Capitol Police for this, I guess, computers or laptops or hard drives back because she knows there's damning evidence on there. So she's begging the police chief, give it to me back, trying to intimidate him, threaten him.
It is identified as that member's equipment, and the member is not associated with any case. And that
Folks, if you can't see that woman's pure evil just by looking at her, I mean, my gosh.
Circumstances. And if the circumstances are.
I don't understand how that's possible. Members' equipment is members' equipment. It is not.
You are watching film
Under
of
my
Debbie Wasserman
understanding,
Schultz
Capitol
trying
Police
to
is
evade
not
justice.
to confiscate members' equipment when the member is not under investigation. It is their
Oh,
equipment.
not under
and it's supposed to be
investigation.
returned.
Now they're arrested.
Well, I think there's extenuating circumstances in this case, and I think that, working through my counsel and, the necessary personnel.
Again, Wasserman Schultz freaking out, trying to obstruct justice, trying to escape with evidence, just like Obama absconded with evidence in his library.
But until that's accomplished, I can't return the equipment.
I think you're violating the rules when you conduct your business that way, and should expect that there would be consequences.
Wow! Wasserman Schultz has the nerve to tell the Capitol Police Chief that there will be consequences for him and that he's violating the rules. The unmitigated nerve of Wasserman Schultz, who's violating the rules, breaking the law, not in a position of authority, threatening the DC police chief. I'm wondering if that might be some sort of gangster mob threat. You know what I'm saying, folks? 6 people mysteriously dying around the DNC fraud lawsuit. Again, another background of this whole thing. But let's move on